welcome back to Smashing Heads Podcast. It's been a minute, and this is going to be our recap for All Stars 2, Episode 6. My name's Zach, and I'm joined by my wife, Hannah.
Merry Christmas.
And my best friend, Jake.
How's everybody doing tonight? We are going back to back, so watch them episodes stack.
Yeah, we're recording
And
six.
that's a fact, Jack.
That's a fact, Jack.
Yeah! Yeah! Let's go.
We're recording
Let's
6
go.
and 7 back to back, and then 8 comes out like tomorrow or Thursday. Does it come out Thursday?
Today's
2 days.
Tuesday, so it's
Today's
2
Tuesday.
days
It comes
from
out
now.
in 2 days. A couple reasons. If you don't follow us on social media, you should just at Smashing Heads on Twitter or at Smashing Heads Podcast on Facebook and Instagram. One, just the holidays have been kind of crazy, but two, Hannah got a sinus infection at, I believe, like right when we were about to record last time.
Yes, because like it hit me like the day of or the day before.
Yeah, she went to the doctor. No COVID, flu, nothing like that. Just sinus infection. And then I typically don't ever get those, but it's also been like almost 80 degrees around Christmas.
It was almost 80 degrees on Christmas Day.
Yeah, and
I was mad about it.
It was like 30 like a week ago, and so and I was doing woodworking, and I got a sinus infection. So I went to the doctor because we were going to be around people for Christmas, and they tested me for COVID, flu, and strep, and they all came back negative. So I got a cocktail shot. I'm just now on the tail end of it, and I probably still sound a little stuffy. I've got some congestion.
But can I tell you something? You look good.
Thanks.
Got your Rugrats shirt on?
I do have. Well, it's not specifically
but
Rugrats.
There's Rugrats on it.
But yeah, we just with the holidays, and then
Sickness.
Jake texted about recording, and I was like, I can't. I can't. And I'm just now getting to where I'm not like congested and coughing a lot. And I tell you, Vicks Vapor Rub.
Oh yeah,
it does the trick. That's what I got. Put it on right before we started recording. I do have cough drops. I might have to clear my throat some, but
you won't be coughing into your mic.
Absolutely
right.
not.
Yeah.
I think that's why the last time we recorded was the beginning of my sinus infection because I went through 10 cough drops when we were recording
And probably
one episode.
coughed directly into the mic.
No, I turned away.
But yeah, it's just apparently we've talked to a lot of people, and everyone in Tennessee has sinus infections right now. Jake may be one of the only people that doesn't.
Oh, I was dealing with stuff last week.
Okay.
Yeah, because
so-
I was sharing my cough drops with him.
Yeah, there was one day where I felt miserable.
Yeah.
Just pressure, right? Like my head felt like it weighed
Mine
20
is
pounds.
like if you were to take if you pointed right into my nose and then like right into my ears where the fingers would meet.
Right.
Is
The
exactly
convergence.
where mine is.
Yeah.
It's all up above my throat, and it's just that place you can't clear out. It's very annoying.
Yeah.
So
My doctor actually said that where we live is literally the worst spot to ever live for sinus infections because he said he has been having tons and tons and tons of people coming in getting tested for COVID and for flu because they're having all these symptoms, and it turns out it's just really severe cases of sinus infections.
Yeah,
which is what he said. Mine was really severe.
The doctor, we both went to the same place. They test you in your car before you can come in because they don't want people with COVID coming through the clinic and all that. So they come out dressed up, test you. What happened is they make you kind of blow your nose and they test you. But I've already been so dried out and whatever that when I did it, she's like, "Oh, like she stuck the thing way up in there. It's like, your nose is bleeding." And I was like,
no kidding.
I was like, yeah, I'm pretty dried out. And so what happened was she did the nose one for COVID and the flu, two things at the same time.
Flu's not as far up. COVID's the one where it tickles your brain.
She just did them both at the same time. And so it caused my nose to bleed, and then they had to go in my throat. And as they were going in my throat, my blood was just running down it as they were like, and I was like, you're going to get blood all over that. And they did.
Ew.
And it all came back negative, though. So luckily, in the midst of all this, I know everyone, it seems a lot of people have COVID right now, even if it is maybe a less severe version. Hopefully that's the case. Luckily, that's not what we have. But like yesterday morning, like I was out.
I didn't even see you yesterday until late last night for just a few minutes.
Yeah, like we'd been running for Christmas stuff and had hit like 5 or 6 different places in the last 2 days, and my body just gave up on me. I had to sleep for like 13 hours, and I haven't done that, and I couldn't tell you how long.
Since we got back from Hawaii.
Yeah, and anyway. But I'm feeling better now. We will be right back. Okay, we're back. My dad called me in the middle of everything, and now we have to take my sister and whole family to the airport tomorrow early in the morning. So that's why we had to take a quick break there, but we're back.
Merry Christmas.
Jump into episode 6 of All Stars, which, by the way, there's a decent chance that episode 6 and 7 might run together a little bit for me.
They may.
Because I believe we all watched these
back to back.
Yeah.
I watched episode 6 yesterday and episode 7 today.
Okay, so
a little bit more time.
We watched them
did
back
straight
to
back to back.
So the episode starts off,
weird remix of a fantastic song.
Don't even remember that.
Mariah Carey's Fantasy.
Don't even remember that. I was going to say that the Three Kings, the King's Palace has 3 wins in that group. And I was like, there's a pretty big asterisk behind Melinda's win.
That's true.
But also, Melinda is now the queen to the 3 kings.
Well, they're the 4 horse people.
That's
yes.
right.
Yeah. So, the way that they framed this episode up, they right off the bat, like earlier on there, they showed a clip of Tyler talking about how, with Janelle, I believe, that he's afraid to go, if he doesn't win, he's going to go in. And I was like, well, that's pretty... Typically, they don't show stuff like that unless something's going to happen. Mm-hmm. I didn't know. I luckily had not been spoiled for either of these episodes. I didn't know who was going home.
I wasn't spoiled for this episode.
So I didn't realize Janelle was from the Real World Key West, which I don't think any of us have seen that season.
I've never seen any Real
I've
World
seen
season.
it.
You watched it?
I did. I on the initial watch through when it was like on television.
Really? See,
so I couldn't tell you a thing. I don't remember a thing
Johnny
about
Bananas, Paula, and Tyler, and then Janelle, and then probably some others.
Well, I can definitely, understand why I wouldn't remember anything about her because, good God.
I told Hannah, I was like, this is probably the most screen time she's had all season. Like, she's just been in the background of everything.
Casey looks like a circus act compared to her.
Well, I think you could maybe say that regardless.
Yeah, she does kind of look like a circus act.
And I don't mean that in a derogatory sense.
She
I just
just
mean like
has a
she's
lot
entertaining.
going on.
There's
Yeah.
just like...
And you love circuses.
Comparatively,
yeah. So, speaking of circuses, but not really, we do get a clip of Janae trying to sit on a flamingo, and she doesn't understand how that works.
Those are hard to get onto.
Well, if you jump all the way on the neck of it. Then...
Yeah, but like my cousin has one that's a peacock, and it's if you're already in the water now. Janae was up on the steps; she could jump on it, but if you're already like in the water trying to get on it, it's nearly impossible.
Well, and as we know, you can't swim.
Hey,
that's part of the problem too.
Yeah, Tyler's a great swimmer.
T-shirts out there. By the way.
Speaking of swimming, Kendall's son Cooper apparently has been training her in the off season. For the challenge, specifically for swimming.
By the way, a lot of notes about Kendall coming up, which I don't even know if you guys saw about what actually happened in this episode. But
no, I don't know what you're talking about.
So, yeah, she FaceTimes her family. But again, setting up something, it seems, because you don't typically get that otherwise. So we get to the daily. It's a different cenote.
I just realized that, Zach. That's a kiss of death, isn't it, when you look at these 2 episodes?
Yeah.
How
about that?
The cenote?
Yeah. No, the FaceTime.
FaceTime. It's a kiss of death.
Both of them. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh. I didn't even think about that. I was thinking about the cenote.
Typically, they don't show stuff like that unless it's a major plot point.
Yeah.
Different cenote. This one's played in pairs, but TJ doesn't tell him on the front end that this is going to be your pairs for the rest of the season, but we find out that that's exactly what it is.
Which I kind of hate. I wish it had stayed the free agent style.
You know what I just realized, though? I had a note that I was like, Casey denied Tyler and then went with Cohutta. Tyler was screwed regardless because they both went home. I mean, I guess Jasmine didn't go home, but like Casey would have sent him home if all things followed along with spoilers for episode 7.
I gotta say, I hate this trend, and unfortunately, All Stars has done it too. I hate this trend of changing the total structure of the game 3/4 of the way through.
I hate it.
I hate it so much.
I don't like that it's just all randomized on what pairs got picked for daily. Because again, if you're Tyler or whatever, you're like, it's a daily, it changes every time, whatever. But like now, like, oh, you're stuck with Jasmine for the rest of whatever. And it wasn't his fault that Tyler and them lose this.
No.
In this thing.
No, it was not his fault. And he said as much.
Yeah, he should have.
It's another one of those keep it simple things.
Yeah.
Right? Like, it's just, at no point have I, like, seen this happen, whether it's been on the main show and now on All Stars, and thought, like, oh my God.
Yeah.
Right? Like,
if anything, when I saw it, I was like, well, good God, Brad and Jody.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I was like, they're the clear front runners, and there's no one else near them.
But for me, Jake, kind of going off of what you said, when TJ announced that, my initial thought was, oh my gosh, are you freaking kidding me?
Well,
Because why? What they had going up until this point was great. Change it up every daily. Make it different. Split them off in half so there's only 2 teams. Split them off in teams of 4. Make it individual.
it's free agents. I mean,
Leave it free agents. If that's what you're starting out as, leave it. Leave it alone. Stop changing it like this. Not even halfway. It's 3/4 of the way in.
If you're going to
it's
do
stupid.
the pairs thing, do it from the beginning.
Exactly.
yeah, I do agree with that.
I just don't. I don't know. Like I think it ruins it to an extent.
It does.
It
does.
I think that it's very problematic because now you just have, again, like super clear front runners, which they already were individually, but Jody and Brad as a team are insane, and then Darrell and Janelle athletically are going to be insane, and then you have teams that just pair it off because they're like, who cares, it's whatever, and it's like, well, these guys are screwed. There's no way they're going to win.
Yeah.
So this one, anyway, this daily is called Deep Dive. There's a 30-foot platform and a 15-foot platform that it's all a time thing. So the 30-foot one's faster, but you can climb down the ladder and do the 15-foot. I didn't write about everybody that went through this on the next daily for the next episode. I did some things, but
Kendall's scared of swimming underwater,
Yeah.
which kind of is a callback to her FaceTime with her son.
and they're the first team to go. I believe.
That makes his coaching makes sense now. And then later on, because she's partnered with Latarian, Latarian gave us that's what she said.
Her fantasy points involved there.
Yeah, that was great.
I knew you would appreciate that.
Yeah, so she jumps and seems to hurt her ribs or something. It did happen, but it all was a production ruse, apparently. That's not why she went home.
Really?
So, anyway, we'll get into that in a minute.
Oh, God, Zach, a little tease.
Ooh, it's a tease. You
I
gotta
don't
stay
know.
tuned.
Oh, my God.
And it's from, it's very credible, the people that I got it from.
I'm hot and bothered over here now.
I'm just hot.
Jasmine was the first one to do the 15-foot thing. Of course, she doesn't like heights. Casey was the one. When Casey jumped, Hannah's quote was, "She did it. Thank God."
My note in my thing says Casey goes down to the 15-foot and actually jumps right away. All caps. Thank the Lord.
Yeah.
Yeah. You got. I don't want. I'll save that comment for the next one.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, I can't say it now.
I mean, I think everyone listening at this point knows what happened in the next episode, but I get you.
I can't. I really wish she was going to the final. Han.
Casey? No,
Well,
she wasn't.
Yes, she was.
The pregnancy thing, obviously.
Yeah. But you got to give it.
She
to
had
her.
a very good shot of being in the final.
She did.
Yeah, she did, and she.
You got to give it to her, Han. She performed
Nah.
this season. She did.
Well, she didn't make it to the final, so I can't give her credit for it. Tech jumped straight onto Ayana.
Yeah.
Directly on top of her. Didn't wait any time for her to jump and then swim out of the way.
Yeah, as soon as he jumps, he starts like, "Oh no!" And then I was like, "Well, that's real bad," because he's also like the longest guy on the show.
John A. and MJ wasted no time on their jumps. I was impressed. John A., like when TJ blew the horn and told them to go, John A. ran and jumped so fast that I didn't even realize that she was the one jumping first until it showed MJ right after that.
Jake, I got something for you.
Talk to me.
So like they've shown MJ with his hair, like John A. tied it or like did something to it, right?
It's like cornrows.
Yeah. When he has his hair like that, he looks like if Toby Mac was like an MMA fighter. Because he's huge. Like, he's like 6'4" or whatever.
Toby Mac?
Yeah. No. MJ.
Okay.
Yeah,
But,
why
like-
are you saying Toby Mac?
Because he looks like Toby Mac in the face with the hair like that.
Really?
Yeah.
Hold
Trust-
on, I'm gonna have to look it
I've been
up.
face to face with
I'm
Toby
gonna
Mac.
have to look it up.
Have you really?
Yeah. I worked the Dove Awards. He's right beside me.
How about that? Living in extreme days, huh?
It wasn't quite that long ago, but yeah, that's what MJ reminds me of.
I don't know
in this.
another one of his songs, so.
I mean, I could give you some DC Talk songs, but no.
He does look a lot like MJ in the face.
Yeah, like it looks MJ with his hair tied because MMA fighters do like the tight hair so you can't get it pulled or whatever. Like he looks like if Toby Mac was an MMA fighter. That's a very specific reference for not many people. So then we find out again. I didn't write a bunch of stuff about the daily. That's who your partners are from here on out.
versus
Yes, you know what MJ looks like.
I know what
Versus-
MJ looks like.
Toby Mac. They do. They look a lot alike in the
Yeah,
face.
it's a good reference, guys. I knew what I was talking about.
Well, I didn't believe you.
Yeah, these are your partners from here on out, and man, it created such a lopsided shift in the game.
Hey, this was stupid. Like, I know a lot of people were saying, like, before this episode, I had heard a lot of rumors that this season of All Stars was on par with season 1 or possibly even better
How did you hear rumors about that before it aired?
before this episode aired.
Oh, well, we've said that. It wasn't rumors.
Yeah, but I've heard it on like the challenge.
But we said it in the
But
room.
I've heard it on the challenge Facebook groups too. This episode alone threw it in the dumpster fire.
Okay, let's not get crazy about it.
Changing it up like this, dumpster fire.
Yeah, I don't like it. It's
Dumpster
not
fire.
a dumpster fire.
Dumpster fire.
It is still better than probably 4 of the last 6 seasons.
Normal seasons, but it is. This made it trash compared to season 1.
I think you're jumping.
I am that mad about it.
Yeah,
I
but
hate-
you're also like feeding.
I'm
off
also very mad
the
at
next
it. Like I'm
episode,
mad
yeah.
at MTV and production.
when the last
you are really sour.
when the
about
last
that episode, I know.
when we watched episode 7, which we're going to talk about in the next podcast, she was so worked up over it. I was like, you're just going to have to go to bed. I was like, just go upstairs and go to bed.
He did. He sent me to bed.
I was like,
can you reenact a little bit of it?
she was just losing her mind. And I was like, well, let's like, just from production or whatever, I was like, let's try to walk through these and like figure out like this. I was trying to give scenarios, what they could do to make it fair.
No.
And she just wasn't having it. And I was like, you're just
Not
going to
at
have to go to bed. I was like, you're getting way too worked up over something. And I had to say, I didn't make this decision. I was like, what are you getting upset about?
You're defending the decision.
I wasn't. I was just trying to figure out what they were thinking. So anyway, that's next episode. That's another teaser.
Yeah, save your rant for the next episode. I want to hear it.
So the losers are Jasmine and Tyler, obviously, and then the winners are Brad and Jody, obviously. Shout out to Jody for being the only female to do the crank part.
Crank, yeah.
Yeah.
She cranked that thing.
You
Crank
think
that
that's your
soldier
favorite
boy.
movie? Crank.
Is that Jason Statham? No, I gotta watch that. Though.
It's like
Statham's good.
His heart's gonna like.
Explode.
It's
If
like
he gets
has to
below
keep
60
charging
miles an
it up.
hour.
Yeah, that's speed. You're thinking speed a little bit.
Hey, have you ever seen
Hearts
Crash?
don't go 60 miles an hour.
Well, if he's under 60 miles an hour, I guess that.
He's got to keep his heart charged.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like a robot. Like
it's,
Iron Man.
It's like adrenaline. Like he has to have like sex with people in like the middle of the day, and like it's real weird stuff like that.
That is weird.
Not like Iron Man at all. We find out that the life shields turn out that they actually save your teammates now too, if you use it on someone.
So the life shield, one life shield for the whole team. So if Melinda and Nehemiah are partners and Melinda has a life shield from last episode, that saves her and Nehemiah together.
What did I say? Because that's what I thought I said.
I'm explaining it further.
Okay, you're gonna lose fantasy points for that.
Yeah.
I'm not.
Negative 50.
So, the nominations, Brad and Jody are down there. They pick Tech and Ayana, and then Melinda and Nehemiah, which basically forces both life shield votes. So then they have a new vote with Kendall and Latarian is who they want to go in, and then MJ and John A, who's their burn vote. They don't really want them to go.
MJ said this was the first time he's ever been nominated for elimination and actually felt okay about it.
Yeah, because he knew, like, basically their decoy. Like, you just have to nominate somebody. So, that's when we find out that Kendall is hurt from the jump, goes to the hospital, blah, blah, blah. We don't see her again, as far as from what I
No,
remember.
she
Right?
leaves. She goes to the hospital and she doesn't come back.
We'll talk about this in a second. But then they get into the vote. There's only, like, two teams that can vote at this point.
Yeah.
Latarian at one point said, "My heart don't pump Kool-Aid," which I'm not really sure what that means.
I didn't know what that meant.
Because Kool-Aid, drinking the Kool-Aid's a good thing. Is that right?
I mean, I like Kool-Aid.
I like Kool-Aid.
No, but that's a quote. That's a phrasing, right? Like, he drinking the Kool-Aid.
That usually means you're like part of a cult.
You're following the crowd.
Yes.
Okay, so it's not a good thing.
No.
But he said his
Because
heart.
famously, there's been mass suicide cults that all drink Kool-Aid and die.
What?
You know
Yeah,
about
you're
this?
right, yeah.
Jonestown, and then there's like the people's like Heaven's Gate people.
Yeah,
like,
I guess I didn't realize it was They all drank Kool-Aid. I thought
Yeah.
they just shot themselves.
No, it was all like mass poisoning, like with cyanide.
Whoa.
Yeah. Not good PR for Kool-Aid. Shout out to the Kool-Aids.
Hey, I love the Kool-Aid
And then the
Man.
Heaven's Gate people all wore like Nike jumpsuits and like shoes
I
and
did
stuff.
know about those.
Yeah, so they all were dead in their bunks wearing Nike stuff. Yeah.
Okay, I guess go out looking good.
But
I still don't understand what it means for your heart to not.
I
pump
guess
Kool-Aid.
he's like, I'm not sweet. I'm gonna get you. That's the only thing I can think of. His heart don't pump Kool-Aid.
I
Don't
guess
question
we'll
it.
just have to wait until
Letarian's
he
an
explains.
interesting guy.
You said that while we were
Next
watching
episode.
it.
The next episode.
Yes.
But anyway, we get into elimination. That's when we find out Kendall is medically DQ'd, which is true, but not for what they let it out to believe.
Was she pregnant too?
No. But in between this, like when this episode was shot, there was a COVID outbreak. And so they had shut production down. And then as they were about to resume, apparently she tested positive and they had to send her home for COVID. They said from again, very reliable people who I'm getting this information from, that the rib thing was very mild, but that's just what the angle they spun it with to make it, because they didn't want to address the COVID stuff.
Why?
Which they did that with last episode. There's like, oh, Nom's just gone. Like, no.
Yeah, they didn't even address Nom being gone.
Yeah. So this one, it was COVID, not whatever. It wasn't the rib thing as much.
Well, she had talked about having her pre-existing health condition with her
Yeah,
tissue.
she has like a connective tissue disorder.
And she said she does get hurt a lot and that her ribs have moved in the past.
But again, it was considered mild.
Okay.
And again, that's why like we talked. I don't know if we talked about it or not, but like, you know, sometimes her skin like seems to like
Bruise very
easily.
easily.
It's something with that connective tissue thing. So
Boy, I gotta tell you, Zach, I'm real let down by that news.
yeah.
I am too.
Not for the reason you think. I thought it was gonna be something profound.
No.
I thought you were getting ready to tell me somebody chopped her limb off or something.
No. Well,
I think
we
we'd
wouldn't want
know.
That. But he like that's the other thing is what sucks for her is that she had left her job prior to filming because she didn't have any more part-time like time off left.
I didn't know about that.
And so then to get sent home for COVID sucks.
That
but
sucks.
I mean, in the midst of everything right now, being a nurse, like you should hopefully be able to find a job somewhere. They're desperate for people.
Yeah.
So that's probably why she did it. She knew like when she came back, she could probably get a job wherever. So that sucks for her. Now the next episode, there's a whole nother whatever. I don't have a controversy about it, but there's going to be. So Jasmine just gets a free walk. Which this is where the difference that I was trying to tell Hannah was that Kendall was already supposed to be in elimination. Casey and them were not. And so...
Are we getting into this now?
No, because you have to send you to bed. Jasmine doesn't have to play. She's luckier than Melinda to me in this. But it's pole wrestle, and I was like, well, good Lord. Like, Letarian of getting pole wrestle again. Like, what are the odds of that? And I was like, you know, Tyler's probably got 50 or 60 pounds on Ace.
Oh, yeah. This wasn't going to be...
Because Ace...
He wasn't going to pick him up and throw him around
Tyler
like a
said he's
rag doll.
230. Ace, 170.
I would have guessed 160.
But you know what? I would argue Letarian threw Tyler around just as much as he did Ace.
He did.
That's the thing, because Zach kept saying, well, you know, Tyler's a lot bigger and he's a lot heavier. And I said, that doesn't matter. Tyler's not in the shape that Letarian is.
I think a lot more slamming of Ace, more throwing around him, which is kind of bizarre.
Tyler had more like cartoonish faces, like reactions in the middle of it.
He was so red the whole time, his whole body.
I think Letarian just has this ability to just like flip a switch.
He does.
And just crank it on.
'Cause
he is locked.
See,
in.
they said in his, which I didn't watch his early season, whatever one he was on, but he was there like that era's like Corey, like it was popcorn muscles, and he didn't do anything with it. And like now, like
He's the opposite of that.
yeah,
like for real.
you don't want to go against him in a physical thing.
No,
because he's like, oh, it's time to kill somebody.
He's ready to mess you up.
And his heart don't pump Kool-Aid.
Broke. The rumor he broke Tyler's. They did something to his arm.
I don't know if it broke it, but it was wrapped.
And then supposedly something was done to his ribs too.
Oh, really?
And which Ace's ribs got damaged too from.
Yeah.
It's like this dude injures people.
Yeah,
flat out injures them.
And I don't think it's malicious.
No, I don't either.
It's in the context of the game.
Letarian flips a switch the way Kyle flips a switch in in physical elimination.
I'd be more scared of Latarian.
I would too, but we've seen Kyle.
Kyle just goes into competitive.
Everybody
Latarian's
thinks he's this goofy, lanky
predator.
little guy, and then he gets into a physical elimination and he turns into a totally different person.
But
I'm not saying it's the same level, but I'm saying similarly, we have seen Kyle flip a switch. Like we saw him in the final in a physical elimination against Nelson, who's really big, just turns into a different person when it comes to that.
I think their mentalities are different, though. Kyle, to me,
I gotta survive.
yeah,
whatever it takes to survive.
And Latarian's like, I will destroy anything that's in my path.
Yeah.
And so again, like Tyler put up a fight. Like he didn't let him have it. And I like that even though he got hurt apparently more than what I even realized. He was like, yeah, it's just part of it, I lost.
I love Tyler.
He's like, it's a good battle.
I'm so sad that I've lost him.
Yeah.
I thought he was, aside from Darrell, I really thought Tyler was my other shot at winning the final.
I think Tyler put up a very good effort in a very tough situation.
Yeah.
Like he didn't give it to him. Even after he was like, looked dead after the first round. Like, he still never gave up on the second round, and then that's when the slamming and stuff started happening. But, I mean, Latarian just wins, like, both rounds. Latarian's strategy was weird, though, because a couple times he was, like, pulling him out of bounds, and I was like, well, that just resets everybody. Like, that just, like, gives
unless
Tyler
he
a break.
needed a breather or felt like he didn't have a good grip on it.
Maybe. But anyway, he wins pretty easily, so that means him and Jasmine have the life shield, which it is crazy that Jasmine gets a life shield.
Yeah.
For not doing anything.
Yeah.
So that's in that episode.
Well, she doesn't get a life shield and Latarian get a life shield. They get one life shield for their team.
Yeah. But, I mean, I guess it's, yeah.
Jasmine was in a win-win situation regardless. No matter which guy won, she had a good partner.
No matter which guy won, they were going to lose because then they had Jasmine as their partner
exactly.
the rest of the season. So, superlatives for this episode.
You got to say it.
Who got their head smashed?
You're going out of order.
Well, I mean...
What? No, you have to ask the correct question. Jake, don't answer.
It's a weird spot y'all got me in right now.
Ask the question.
No.
Jake, don't answer. Don't answer.
Who got their head smashed for me is, I'm going to go with... It's got to be Tyler, man. Like, he got his whole body smashed.
I'm going to say
Jake, don't answer.
Ayana.
Ayana.
We got to move. We all got to wake up early, and all of us, all three of us. What time y'all getting up in the morning?
Not as early as you. Because Tech jumped on her head.
Yeah. He literally smashed her head.
Yeah.
Me for losing my favorite challenger. Like, he's one of my top 3 of all time.
Hey, you about to get a double head smashing in here.
So who smashed some heads?
Latarian.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give it to Brad and Jody because
I was thinking Brad and Jody.
They freaking lucked out in the best way possible on just hooking up on that day.
Or you could say TJ smashed heads by just ruining the game. I guess
That's
TJ didn't technically ruin it.
That's the thing.
But
That's
to
not his
announce
decision.
it,
Production smashed everybody on the challenge, smashed themselves and smashed viewers because this was a horrible decision, a stupid call, and they've got to stop doing it.
Stop it.
Get some help.
Stop it. Okay, well,
okie dokie.
We're just getting right into it, huh?
Fantasy points.
We got places
to move.
To be.
Yeah, we got places to be,
go.
things to see.
Hold on, I got to copy and paste these things.
Well, while you're doing that, I'm going to shout out the sponsor real quick. This episode is brought to you by none other than you want to put a shirt on
and get soaked.
Get soaked.
Super soaker.
Is it get soaked or get wet?
Get wet.
Do you know
put on a shirt and get wet.
It's varied week to week.
Do you know what a super soaker is according to Urban Dictionary?
Probably something we can't talk about on here.
Yes.
All right. Well, you ready?
It's a water gun.
Hey, we get a dance party with the King's Palace. Nehemiah, Latarian, Tech, and Melinda, 10 points. And give them all an additional 10 because they are no longer the 3 kings. They are now the 4 horse people.
That's true. Nehemiah,
Latarian, Tech, and Melinda.
Yeah, Latarian. I just got to find all of them.
Tech and Melinda are on my team.
Yep.
There we go. No points for you, Han.
I see that.
Latarian said, "You ever think I would effing dance?" 5 points. Brad and Nehemiah ain't on the same team. -5. We get Janelle and Tyler real world flashbacks. 5 points.
Where's Janelle? There we go. She doesn't get a lot of points. So.
No, she doesn't. Tyler gets a sign from the ancestors. 5 points.
I don't even know what that's in reference to.
He was talking to Janelle.
Oh.
And it started raining. And he said, it's a sign from the ancestors.
Hey, John A. and the Flamingo. 5 points. But the Flamingo wins. -10. We get Kendall family time here. 10 points. Tyler... So they were picking partners, and Casey basically rejected Tyler.
Yeah.
He said it was like being rejected at prom. -10. Ayanna likes to look at Tech. 5 points to Tech. Kendall hurt? -5. But she hears little Cooper's voice. 10 points. 15 points to Kendall and Latarian for the teamwork on the "That's What She Said" quote. Kendall said, "Why are these so big?" Latarian, "That's what she said."
How many?
15.
15.
Yeah.
We love a good "That's What She Said."
Yeah, that was a good one. Tyler feels like a pretty little gazelle. 5 points. But is really, he said a muskox?
Yeah.
-10.
You know what muskox is?
I actually don't, Zach. Did I spell it right? Oh, I spelled it M-U-S-C-O-X. M-U-S-C-O-X.
What?
It's 2 words.
It's actually not. It's one
Muskox.
word. I spelled it
Okay.
wrong.
Okay. Oh, that's a wild-looking animal.
Yeah.
I tell you, man, buffalo are
I've seen
cool.
some of those.
All right. Jasmine climbs to the lower level to jump. -10 points.
Oh, God.
Let's see. According to Cahuta, Tyler is an absolute fish. 10 points to Tyler. Cahuta actually checked behind his ears for gills. 5 points to Cahuta. 10 points to Cahuta for the quote, "He can make wake in the lake." We like rhymes.
You sure do.
Did Brad at one point actually throw a bag
Yes,
over?
and it landed
Yeah,
in the thing.
15 points.
Yeah, because I was like, oh, my God.
Yeah.
Like, with his stroke, he threw it all in one motion, and it landed in there.
Yeah. Well, at one point, I can't remember who it was, but it was pointed out that Jody's beating the boys again. 10 points. She's a monster, man.
Yeah,
I mean, she really is. Casey jumps off the lower level, -10. Let's see. Tech jumped on Ayanna's head. -15 to Ayanna. -10 to Tech for not looking out for his teammate. But 5 for good aim.
That's not good aim because,
well,
he went in an area he didn't mean to.
Bullseye. Tyler isn't big on his partner Jasmine. -10 to Jasmine. Jasmine and Tyler lose. They go straight in. -25. Brad and Jody win. 25 for winning. 15 for being safe. Okay. All right. Here we go. -15 to Tech, Ayanna, Nehemiah, and Melinda for being nominated.
You said -15?
-15.
All right, so give me a second. -15.
But we're going 15 back to all of them, so you can do -15 and 15 because
he's
the
a
life
life
shields.
shields. Tech, Ayanna, Melinda,
and Nehemiah.
Again, we have all of them.
Yes, we do. Yes, we do, Zach.
Yep.
So, -15 now goes to Latarian, Kendall, MJ, and John A.
Latarian,
Kendall, MJ, and John
Where's
A.
MJ? Oh, he hasn't got any points. And John A.
Kendall's hurting. -5. I'll give. We didn't understand it, but I'll give 10 points to Latarian for the quote, "My heart don't pump Kool-Aid."
Yeah.
It's got to mean something.
-25 to Latarian and Kendall. They get voted in. Latarian can't wait, though. 10 points. Tyler already feels sore. -5. 5 points to Brad for the Kangol hat.
Ugh.
I gave -25 to Kendall for getting medically DQ'd. It's not -50 for a loss.
She didn't go in and lose.
Right.
That's fine with me. Yeah, she got sent home.
But 25 to Jasmine because she's off the hook. Not 75 for a win.
Yeah, I was about to say, she better not get a win.
I'm fine with that.
Let's see. Jasmine going to name her third child after Kendall. 10 points to Kendall.
Oh, okay.
Let's see. 10 points to Latarian because this is his game.
Yeah.
Latarian wins 75. Tyler loses -50. Tyler's injured, -10.
But he had a great attitude.
He did.
Mm-hmm.
Latarian gave this whole speech at the end of it, and he closed it with, "I'm giving you the effing business." 15 points because that was tough. There was also a goat during Latarian's speech. 10 points.
To the goat?
To Latarian.
Because he's like, is that a goat?
Latarian and the goat.
Neighed?
Well, it neighed before, and then he said that.
Tyler said that this is the best challenge experience he's ever had. 20 points. And 20 points to Latarian and Jasmine for the life shields.
Do you think Tyler comes back?
I'm
on the side of he will not.
Before this episode, I would have said yes. Now I'm kind of 50-50. I wish that he would do what John A did after her first season back, like take some time off, get in better shape.
But John A didn't get hurt like he did.
No, but I wish that he would get in better shape, get more like well prepared, and come back and just kill it.
Well, that, ladies and gentlemen,
that's why I asked if I thought you were done.
Yeah, I am done.
Yep.
Those are your fantasy points for the week. Again, shout out to our sponsors. You want to get wet? Put a shirt on. Super Soaker. We'll be right back. And we are back. One last time, shout out to our sponsors. You want to get wet? Put a shirt on.
Super Soaker.
I still don't think that's the same thing. All right, bad week for Hannah all around.
God,
it's gonna get even worse next week. Jarrell got 0. That's part of it. Coletta got 15. Tyler got -65. Kendall got -30. John A got -20. And then Jasmine got 0. And then her other 2 people are eliminated already. So she ended up with -100 for the week.
My God.
She only had 200 points going into this week.
So you down to 100. And this is 6 episodes in?
Yeah.
Yeah.
God, 100 points. 6 episodes
And
in.
for reference,
Holy
I ended up with 210
moly.
for the week.
Yeah.
So Brad got me 55. Nehemiah got 15. Latarian got 150. Janelle got 5. And then Ayana got -15. So I ended up with 210 for the week. Jake, Jody got you 50. MJ -15. Casey -10. Tech 20. And Melinda 20. And so for the week, you only had 65. So
Hey, positive, though.
yeah. So, but as of last week, it was Hannah in third with 200, me in second with 445 because I only got 5 points last week. And then Jake, you went into first with 460. But now Hannah's in third with 100.
Yeah.
Jake's in second with 525, and I'm in first with 655. And that's about it. I think that's it. You guys got any parting words for?
Depending on how many points you give to whoever wins the final, I could still pull it off.
It's not looking good.
But I have Darrell as my number 1
You
pick.
do have Darrell, which is
He's
a
got
great.
best chances of winning.
Yeah, your team's in rough shape, man.
I know, but
Be straight
Darrell
with
has the
you.
best chance of winning.
Well, so here's the thing: if it's a partnered final, you have Darrell, but then I have Janelle, which is his partner. So
Yeah.
we're going to coexist there. And on the other end, I have Brad, and Jake has Jody.
Jody's the female favorite by far.
Yeah, I think
it's
so.
not even a discussion.
Yeah, it's just going to come down to, who wins in a final. But I can't say you're out of it yet. But only having 100 points after 6 weeks is not great.
That's bad.
I can't do anything about that.
Oh my God, I didn't even realize.
So
yeah, that's
this-
completely out of my control.
It's kind of the team you picked because Darrell is. We learned that on the last one. He doesn't score you a lot of points on, like, he just kind of stays out of things.
I know, but my second pick was Kahada, and my third pick was Tyler.
again,
Kahada and Tyler are points getters.
Kahada's pretty quiet too.
But he's got really good one-liners.
All right, well here's your scores.
And Tyler has a alter ego.
Week 1, you had 40. Week 2, you went to -80. Week 3, you went back up to 45. Week 4, you went up to 120. Week 5, you went up to 200, and now you're back down to 100.
I mean,
I started at -80, and now I'm in the lead at 655.
Well, I also expected, go back to my team. I also expected my team, Jasmine, to be doing more.
I wouldn't have. The only thing I would expect from her is maybe to get into fights.
Yeah. I'm expecting Jasmine to be doing more.
well, if the tease for episode 8's any indicator, you got that coming.
Yeah. I mean, it's just... you picked a lot of quiet people other than Jasmine, and her and John A are just like friends. And so
Tyler's not quiet.
But even then, like, Kendall hadn't done a lot this season.
No,
she
when
won a lot
had-
of points last season from eliminations.
Yeah, but again, like, I thought Kendall would be a good pick.
No, I don't. I'm not saying that, but just overall, like Darrell, I don't remember who picked him in the last one. I think it may have been me, but he just doesn't get you a lot of points. I mean,
Yeah,
Brad's similar unless he's winning dailies or getting like.
That's the thing. I knew about Darrell going in, but also I looked at what you did picking him last season, how he almost won. He came in second place.
No, I agree with that.
Best chance of winning.
I do agree with that. It's just there's just sometimes it happens. Sometimes you only have 100 points after 6 weeks.
Yeah, that's bad, man.
So we'll be back with you not next week. Like, these are going to come out pretty close together, but we have to record episode 7. So we'll see you later.
Have a good night. Wow. Have a good night, everyone.